Hello everyone, Blasphemy here with a closer look into the 05 Dog Witch Doctor and what I'm doing with this build in Diablo 3's expansion, the Reaper of Souls. Let's get started, shall we? Now I want to start off by talking about what gear I'm using to get to the overall 0-second cooldown reduction. And we're going to start here with my Visage, which has 184 intelligence, 74 res to all, 6% crit hit chance, 14 mana regeneration per second, and reduces the cooldown of summon zombie dogs by 7 seconds. My kick-ass Skull Grasp, that has 130 intelligence, attack speed increased by 7%, 210 armor, 3.5% critical hit chance, 194 life per hit, and this also reduces the cooldown of summon zombie dogs by 7 seconds. Last but not least, my Homunculus, with 24 to 79 average damage, 108 intelligence, 102 vitality, 32 res to all, 4% life, and this one reduces the cooldown of summon zombie dogs by 20 seconds for the overall 34-second cooldown reduction through gear itself. Now, I want to say that I don't know of any other way at the moment to get to the zero cooldown reduction without using the legacy gear to do so. That's all I know at the moment. I'll go further with it and see if anyone else can do it, but as to my knowledge, this is the only way to go about doing it, and that's through legacy gear. Now, I'm going to introduce the newest addition to this build, and all Zero Dog builds from this point forward for that matter, and that is this legendary ceremonial knife, the Anasazi's Edge, and you'll see why. Now, this is the Anasazi's Edge that I found, and this is my stats. I'm looking for a better one, but this is what I have so far. This Anasazi's Edge has 2015 damage per second, 1006 to 1287 lightning damage, 670 intelligence, 13 increased mana regeneration per second, 1.8% chance to freeze on hate, and this is the affix you really have to pay attention to, everyone. Zombie dogs stuns enemies around them for 1.5 seconds when summoned. Let me say that one more time. Zombie dogs stuns enemies around them for 1.5 seconds when summoned. I also have an open socket with a flawless royal emerald in it. Now, this perma-stun thing is pretty crucial, and I'm going to hop into a map here and show you exactly why. So let's go to Dalgar Oasis. There's usually a bunch of enemies here. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab up a bunch of mobs and repeatedly just summon my zombie dogs. Not attack, not do anything, just repeatedly summon them. Here we go. Now, as you can see, they are all stunned, if they can be stunned. There you go. I got hit with something, I don't know, I guess I hit a frame rate spike or something. But as you can see, they're still coming, they're all still being stunned. If they can be permanently stunned, they will be permanently stunned. Now, I know what you're going to say. What do you mean, if they can be permanently stunned? Not all enemies can be permanently stunned, or CC'd for that matter. Let's go back to the hidden town for a moment. I'll get back to this in a second. But rest assured that if you can stun it at the present point in time, it will be stunned. And if you can perma-stun it, you will be perma-stunning it. Okay, we're going to go back there in a minute so I can show you a few other things. But I want to talk about the new passive I'm using now in Reaper of Souls to get to 5 summon zombie dogs, and the relevance of it all. And that is the passive, the Midnight Feast. And as you can see, you can have 1 additional zombie dog summoned at one time. The damage of your zombie dogs and gargantuan is increased by 50%. Now, this ties in with your sacrifice ability for the master, which you now gain 82,526 life for each dog sacrificed. Let's do the math on that for a second. 82,526 life for each zombie dog you sacrifice times 5 dogs that you have now equals a grand total of 412,630 life gained for every attack. Now, my overall VIP pool at the moment is 421,127. Don't forget, a fifth dog means a fifth attack proc. You're doing more damage. And it also means you have a probability of proccing another health globe and all that other good stuff for this build. And it ties in really, really nicely. Now, I want to take a second to say that all this content is as new to me as it is you guys. Also, that I'm still in the process of figuring out how to make this build do more, and that will also come through gear and time. However, I have been a Zero Dog Witch Doctor for a year prior to Reaper of Souls, the Reaper of Souls expansion rather, and that it's also my goal to get this build endgame capable, and I will for sure do so. Next, let's talk about stats and damage and where I stand at the moment as a 5 dog witch doctor. Okay, let's open these details. Now, while I'm idle, I sit at 5,824 intelligence, 497,185 damage, 5,751,752 toughness, 1.93 attacks per second. My critical hit chance is 47.60. My critical hit damage is 402%. My area damage is 50%. My armor is 5,515. And my all reses are sitting at 1,449, which translates into 80% reduction from that resistance. And my highest res is lightning res, which sits at 1,603. Now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to a map and I'm going to soul harvest 5 enemies, get 5 stacks of gruesome feast, and pop my big bad voodoo slam dance to show you exactly how much damage and what I'm overall doing at the moment, because the stats that I just went through before, that is not what I'm running at. That's just me being idle, like I said before. So let's go back to the Dalgar Oasis. Now, I'm going to get 5 stacks of Gruesome Feast. Now, all the enemies are right here, so that's good. Let's also open my details. 5 stacks of Gruesome Feast. Soul, I only soul harvested 4 targets. It's okay, I can permanently stun while it reaches its cooldown. So keep looping the attack, or the summon. They stay stunned. Soul Harvest is about to be up again, and there you have 5 targeted. Pop Big Bad Voodoo. I am now at 1,176,525 damage, 6,851,874 toughness, 9,318 intelligence. My attacks per second are 2.21. And everything else stays the same except for my all reses, which get amped up to 1,798 all across the board, with my lightning res being the highest. Oh man, I missed it. Let me just soul harvest 5 targets again so I could tell you what my highest res is, which is lightning, and it's at like 1900 something, but it's good to see. So let's stun these some more. See, I'm just looping my, repeatedly summoning my dogs. Soul harvesting, 5 stacks of Gruesome Feast, and there you go. I'm at 1,952 lightning res, which is my highest res. Okay, let's go back to the hidden camp now. Now, that's what the damage I'm doing. That's where I really sit at, and all that good stuff. Being idle and being amped up are 2 different things with this build. Now, that's about it. I just wanted to give you guys a closer look in what I'm doing and give you a little bit of an inside look on it. I've Hope that this video has been informative as well as entertaining, and this is all the information I've compiled so far. I'll post up more videos information as I get it, and like I said, this will come through time, gear, and more testing. Be safe, everyone, and enjoy Diablo 3's expansion, The Reaper of Souls, as much as I am, because I am totally having a blast. Take it easy, everyone.